Welcome to the wild unknown, where danger lurks around every corner. Today we delve into the exciting yet perilous world of wildlife encounters. Have you ever wondered what you would do if you came face to face with a bear? It's unpredictable, it's wild, it's nature in all its raw glory, and it's critical to be prepared. After all, wouldn't it be nice to have a say in whether a bear sees you as lunch or not? So stick around to learn how to convince a bear that you're not the tasty snack it thinks you are. Our first line of defense against any wild animal attack is knowledge. Venturing into the wilderness isn't just about packing the right gear or having the physical stamina. It's about understanding the world you're stepping into. It's about studying the behaviors of the animals that call these wild places home. Knowing the difference between a predatory stalk and a mother bear protecting her cubs could spell the difference between a thrilling encounter and a dangerous confrontation. It's also crucial to know which animals inhabit the area you're exploring. Are you sharing the woods with wolves, or is it cougar territory? Each animal has its own set of behaviors, and understanding these can help you respond appropriately. Moreover, recognizing warning signs is key. Animal tracks, droppings, feeding sites, and territorial markings are all indicators of recent animal activity. Knowing how to read these signs can give you the upper hand. Remember, outsmarting an animal could be the key to your survival. Tip number 2, stand your ground. Now this may sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. When you're faced with a threatening wild animal, your first instinct may be to run. But that's exactly what you shouldn't do. Running away or turning your back can actually trigger a predatory chase response in many animals. It's like a switch flipping in their brain, transforming you from an unknown entity to a moving target. And let's be real, you're not going to outrun a bear or a mountain lion. Instead, what you need to do is stand tall, maintain eye contact, and back away slowly. This shows the animal that you're not an easy meal. Remember, it's all about appearing larger and more intimidating, so puff out your chest, wave your arms, and make yourself as big as you can. It's a game of confidence. In the wild, showing fear might make you an easy target. Our third survival tip is all about the power of noise. Now you might be wondering, how can noise be a survival tool? Well, let me tell you, it's a mighty effective one. Often wild animals get spooked by loud, unfamiliar sounds, and making a racket can be the perfect deterrent. This can be as simple as shouting at the top of your lungs or clapping your hands together. The key is to be as loud and assertive as possible. Now, if you're not particularly vocally gifted, don't worry. There are noise-making devices available, like air horns or whistles, that can do the job for you. These tools can amplify your presence, making you appear as a potential threat rather than an easy meal. Just remember, it's all about asserting dominance. So, the next time you find yourself in a face-off with the wild, crank up the volume. With the right decibel, you could be the big bad beast of the wild. Now, let's gear up with our fourth tip, defensive tools. The wilderness is an unpredictable place, and it's crucial to be prepared. When it comes to dealing with wild animals, there are several tools that can provide you with an upper hand. Bear spray, a potent deterrent, is a must-have. It's designed to deter an aggressive or charging bear, creating a barrier between you and the animal. Remember to aim low, as the spray will rise with the wind. Hiking poles, while primarily used for stability, can also be utilized for defense. They can be used to maintain distance between you and the animal. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of rocks. If you're caught unprepared, rocks can be used to scare off smaller creatures. Just the act of picking up a rock can sometimes be enough to deter a curious or aggressive animal. Armed with the right tools, you've just increased your chances of survival. Our fifth and sixth tips might seem contradictory, but they're equally important: playing dead and fighting back. Now let's talk about playing dead. It might sound like a peculiar strategy, but it can be your saving grace in certain situations. For instance, when you encounter a brown bear. Brown bears are naturally curious, but they aren't typically aggressive unless provoked. If you come face to face with a brown bear, avoid direct eye contact, which they may perceive as a challenge. Then, slowly drop to the ground, cover your head with your hands, and play dead. Your lack of movement can convince the bear that you're not a threat, and it might just lose interest and wander away. On the other hand, if you're dealing with a black bear or a mountain lion, playing dead might not be the best strategy. These animals are more likely to see you as prey, and playing dead can embolden them. In such scenarios, you need to fight back. But how do you do this effectively? Firstly, strive to appear larger. Stand tall, raise your arms, and spread your jacket if you're wearing one. Loud noises can also help deter these animals. Shout, clap, or bang pots and pans if you have them. If the animal charges, use any available objects as weapons: rocks, sticks, or even your bare hands. Aim for sensitive areas like the eyes and nose. Remember, The goal isn't to harm the animal, but to convince it that you're not an easy meal. You want to display that the cost of engaging with you is too high. One important note, these tips are not foolproof. Every wild animal encounter is unique and unpredictable. Your best defense is always to avoid such encounters in the first place. Maintain a respectful distance from wildlife and never feed or attempt to touch wild animals. Whether you're playing dead or fighting back, remember, it's about survival, not winning a wrestling match. We've reached the final stretch. Let's wrap up with our last few tips. Being in the wild is an exhilarating experience, but it's essential to remember that you're a guest in the home of nature's most formidable creatures. There's strength in numbers, so when possible, always travel in groups. A solitary wanderer may seem like an easier target to a predator than a group, so gather your friends or join a safari group. It's not just about safety, but shared experiences are always more fun. Maintaining a safe distance from wild animals is another crucial tip. Remember, they are wild and unpredictable. No matter how calm or friendly they might seem, never approach them. Keep in mind that you're in their territory, and they might perceive your approach as a threat. Avoiding direct eye contact with predators is also a vital point to remember. In the animal kingdom, direct eye contact can be seen as a challenge or threat. So if you find yourself in the vicinity of a predator, avoid staring directly into its eyes. Now let's say you've had an encounter, despite following all the precautions. Don't panic. Seek immediate medical attention, even if your injuries seem minor. Some animals carry bacteria that can lead to serious infections. Also, timely medical intervention can help treat shock, which is a common reaction after such encounters. Remember, surviving a wild animal attack is about respect, understanding, and quick thinking. Respect the animals and their habitat, understand their behaviors, and think quickly to respond appropriately if you happen to encounter one. In the end, it's all about coexistence. We share this beautiful planet with a plethora of unique creatures, each playing a vital role in the grand scheme of things. So next time you venture out into the wild, keep these tips in mind and embrace the adventure that awaits you, armed with knowledge and respect. Surviving a wild animal attack is about respect, understanding, and quick thinking. And there you have it, 13 tips to survive a wild animal attack. We've journeyed through the wild unknown, where knowledge is indeed our greatest ally. We've learned the importance of standing our ground and using the power of noise to ward off potential threats. We've explored the use of defensive tools and the crucial choice between playing dead or fighting back. In the grand scheme of things, these tips are not just about survival. They are about fostering a deep respect for wildlife and the ecosystems they inhabit. Each creature, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, plays a vital role in the balance of nature. As adventurers, our goal should not only be to survive but also to coexist. Preparation is key. Equip yourself with not just physical tools but also the knowledge to navigate any situation. Don't forget, every situation is unique and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. It's about using your instincts and the tips we've discussed today to make the best possible decision. This is not the end, but the beginning of a journey towards being a more prepared, respectful, and responsible adventurer. It's a journey that will be filled with incredible sights, unforgettable experiences, and yes, potential dangers. But with these 13 tips at your disposal, you're ready. This is your survival guide to the wild unknown. Remember to share this video with your fellow adventurers, hit the like button if you found these tips helpful, and subscribe for more survival guides. Stay safe out there.